What I've got on the screen now is I went to my PayPal account, and PayPal has a feature there where you can see, payments that you have received. And I just selected the first several payments on the first page, and just did like a selection of the text, right? And I copied that to the clipboard, and I came over here into Excel and I pasted it. Now, the names of the people that sent me all this money have been cryptically encoded to protect the innocent. Okay, so I got rid of all that stuff. But what I'm left with is this numerical data over here, which is really what I'm looking for. The only thing is, and you get this a lot, PayPal formats each one of these blocks of text as a string because it throws in that USD because, PayPal does deal with other currencies. So they put the USD in there so that you know what currency we're talking about here. Well, the problem is with Excel is if I wanted to total up all the amount of money that I have received and all the amount of PayPal fees that I have paid here, then I can't do that because when I select this, I'm not getting, all I'm getting is a count. Because Excel can't add that up, it doesn't look at it as a number because it has that USD stuff in there. So I'm going to show you how we deal with this kind of thing. First off, I'm going to click and highlight. Let's hit escape there. Click and highlight all three of these fields because I would like to see totals for all of these. And just in case you're not aware of PayPal, this is the amount of money that I received. This is the PayPal fees. And this last column is the amount of money I received minus the PayPal fees. So this is how much I actually got to keep at least. What we want to do is go to Find and Replace. And what I'm going to do is type USD. First thing I got to do is get rid of that USD. So we're going to look for USD. I'm going to replace it with absolutely nothing, and we'll replace all. Okay, that pulls them all out, and that's great. And you thought we're done, right? We can go ahead and just add things up. Uh-oh, still not working. It's just showing us a count. Why is that? Well, because these numbers are still not numbers. They're still strings. And to further the complexity here, if we click a cell and click inside here, notice where my cursor is? It's like there's a space there between the number and the cursor. That's because there is a space there. Actually, two. Two spaces there. Let's see if there's anything at the beginning. Nope. Just two spaces at the end. So Excel's saying like, hey, that's not a number. When in reality it is. It's just, well, it's not. It's a string, but I have to convert it to a number. Okay, so let's hit escape. How are we going to get rid of those two spaces? Because when you go in here and you go find and replace, you try putting two spaces in this field. Like just put a couple of spaces and click replace. And it's going to say, hey, I didn't find anything. It doesn't really know how to use that kind of searching capabilities. So instead, we've got to strip that stuff out. Here's how we're going to do it. Let's scroll over a little bit. And I'm going to leave this data intact here for now. But I'm going to put another title here, Fixed Sales. And here's what we'll do. We'll use the function. This is a pretty slick function. Equals trim. What does trim do? Trim takes away all the spaces from a text string, except for any single spaces in between words. And I didn't tell you all that from memory. I just read the little tooltip that pops up right there. But that's what it does. If you have multiple words, then it doesn't touch the spaces in between, but it does get rid of spaces that are at the beginning or at the end of a string of text. So we're going to trim this cell right here. And there we go. Now, what are we ended up with here? Well, it's still not a number because it's got that $ and it's not formatted as a dollar. But I'll show you how we can fix that later. For now, let's click and drag and bring that down. And there are the cleaned up versions of our text. And in the next video, we'll take this to the next level.